Now, we're going to talk about D-Day, and this is something that I know you've got lots of experience of. We're going to see a bit of a film. It's less than 2 weeks until millions of people across the world pause to remember the 80th anniversary of D-Day, of course, when Allied forces stormed the beaches of northern France in a bid to retake occupied Europe from the Nazis.
Now, it remains the largest seaborne invasion in history. And tomorrow night on BBC Two, you can see the story of the day as it unfolded, remembered by those who were there in a special BBC documentary, D-Day 80, We Were There. I was lucky enough to talk to some of those involved. Take a look.
I must have been frightened, I think. It was frightening, it was. Because the noise was terrific. There was the American battleships were actually giving us cover and fire. They were firing shells over our heads. And the Germans, of course, they were firing from the shore. You used to watch the flash and you wonder where the shell was going to land, you know.
Everybody was bombarding. It was a fantastic noise. And then bombers came over and they didn't fly across the beach. They flew along the beach, dropping bombs all the way along. So as we looked at the beach, you could see it flickering with flame. There were some rocket launchers and they would all launch together, 25, disappear into the cloud and then come down in a shower on the beach. And the beach virtually exploded. It was the most amazing sight, which I've never seen anything like it since.
They said, oh, you'll be okay, or you'll be walking ashore. But the Germans were all dug in. I mean, they had 4 years to dig these massive big gun emplacements in concrete. And of course, they were, all our shelling and bombing, they'd hardly touch them.
At 7:25, the first British soldier came ashore here at Gold Beach. Along the coastline, tens of thousands of Allied troops waded through the chilly waters.
Right at the very last moment, the Americans said, well, gee, because Utah Beach is going to be an American beach, we, in the nicest way, we don't want the Brits leading us on there. And they said, hell's bells, well, what are we going to do? And they said, well, we've got something else for you to do.
We got into line towards the beach, then turned to port.
And they said, well, sorry, we have to tell you, the lead ship was blown out of the water in the first half an hour. And we thought, good God, if they hadn't altered the orders, etc., and want to have their own ship there, we would have been there. We could be blown out of the water. We might have been seriously injured. We could even be dead, of course.
The place was alight. Boats all in the sea, hundreds and hundreds of them. Not many aeroplanes were, but there's heavy gunfire from land to beach.
Honestly, it's absolutely astonishing that we're lucky enough to still have people who were there at the time who can remember what happened.
That's a really important historical record, isn't it?
It really is. And these are really ordinary folk who did absolutely extraordinary things on that day. And it's been a real privilege to be involved in putting this film together.
Very brave people.
So I'd urge anyone to watch it. It'll be on BBC Two at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, but you'll be able to see it on iPlayer as well. And particularly if you've got children, it's a brilliant thing to sit and watch with them. So the programme is called D-Day 80, We Were There.